Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and welcome back to some more weight loss stories. If you're new here, please tap that subscribe button below for more weight loss stories and to join our awesome community, the Narwhals. Confession time. What was your worst binge ever? My worst binge was at the start of my weight loss when I still weighed in at 290 pounds, 5'8" female. I joined this weight loss program called The Camp, and the diet was super restricted. After 3 days on the diet and workout program, I thought I deserved a little treat. What I ended up doing instead of a small reward was go to In-N-Out Burger and get a double-double with extra cheese, fries, and a milkshake. I figured since I already messed up, I may as well go further. I drove to Krispy Kreme and got 2 dozen donuts and ate them all in the same parking lot in one sitting. I threw away all the evidence in a nearby dumpster, and then when I got home, my parents asked if I had eaten. I told them no, and we ordered Chinese food. After finishing my chow mein, garlic noodles, and pork dumplings, I texted my boyfriend and asked if he wanted something sweet. When he asked about my camp diet, I said that a little treat won't hurt, and then proceeded to get a pint of Ben & Jerry's and finish the whole thing. I get sick thinking about it now. I'm vegan for the most part, aka this binge. School was stressing me out so hard over the summer. This particular day, I had an assignment due at 11:59. It was around 11 and I had almost none of it done. Computer science major, so it was going to be impossible to finish by the deadline. I was so overwhelmed and stressed, and that seems to be a huge trigger for me. I needed a way to make myself feel better and quick, so I grabbed my stuff and headed to a McDonald's since it was the only place open at the time. I bought a large chicken sandwich combo, 4 cookies, a double cheeseburger, and headed home. I still feel bad about this binge because I ate so much meat. Anyways, I got home and ate it all in like 15 minutes and felt like crap the rest of the night. So, if you're thinking about binging, think about how awful you're going to feel afterwards. My worst binge was last year in the fall of my junior year of college. At that time, I weighed around 250 pounds, probably more. I hadn't weighed myself for fear of what the scale would say. I'm from a big family, 6 kids, and my parents were never that healthy either. Definitely not as bad as I was, but not super healthy. So when I went to college, I didn't exactly have the best eating habits, and being in the cafeteria does not help. I also did theater, and this was on a night before a show, and I stress eat. Breakfast and lunch had not been bad, just some eggs for breakfast. I'm not a huge breakfast person, and a chicken sandwich with a salad for lunch. However, dinner and after was a disaster. The cafeteria was all you can eat, and I did. I started my calf dinner off with 2 large slices of a mac and cheese pizza, at least 250 calories each. Then I got a cheeseburger and waffle fries, probably an extra 500 calories from there. That, coupled with 3 sodas, this meal was probably clocking in around 1,300 calories already. Then they brought out the jalapeno poppers and onion rings. It was always great to have those. They didn't have them often in the calf, so that was an extra 300 calories conservatively. Then there was dessert, which was a cup of soft serve ice cream over a brownie, covered in sprinkles, caramel, and Oreo crumble. I'm guessing, though obviously I can't be exact, it was probably an extra 500. So that one meal alone was conservatively 2,100 calories. But after the show, well, we always had our post-show dinners. We went to a restaurant called Chubby's, sadly closed now, where instead of putting bread on your table, they put huge cinnamon rolls. I'd wager they were 200 to 250 calories each at the least. And this, coupled with another burger and fries, and of course 2 or 3 sodas, probably put me around 3,500 to 4,000 calories for that one night. And I'm giving that as a very conservative estimate, because that doesn't account for the snacking I did during the show. Oh, and at the cast party, I definitely had more than my fair share of beer. I had the worst freaking stomachache and hangover combo the next day. I still laugh and cry thinking about that day. It was a few years ago, and I remember I had a really bad day at university. Failed a very important exam. Anyways, I was in a really bad mood and called my friend and asked if she wants to go to McDonald's. I had 2 Big Macs, 2 chicken burgers, 2 large fries, and of course a Coke. I was about to explode, but that did not stop me from getting a latte and a chocolate cake as well. I had a hard time finishing, and my friend was just like, WTF, stop, you're going to throw up. So I actually did stop there and went out for a smoke to settle my hurting stomach. I was just completely full and feeling the pain, so we were just chilling for some time and another friend called me. She came back from vacation and had promised to cook for me. It totally slipped my mind that day. She made lots of food from her home country and was setting the table and asking when I'll be there. After a slight panic attack, I gathered my crap and went to her place. Remember, I feel like I'm going to explode. And so the table was full with the delicacies of the region that she is from. And to my dismay, it was so much fish, algae, and not my favorite, and in combinations that I've never seen before. There was a salad with fish and raisins in it, algae noodles with egg, and some more. But mama ain't raised no bee, so I powered through and ate a little from everything. What helped me the most was the vodka she brought, which is produced in her home city. So go figure which country she is from. I cannot tell you why the alcohol worked, but it did. I was done for the day and happy that there was no more food, until my lovely friend opened the fridge and brought out cake. I'm not sure how I reacted because of my drunken status, but I'm pretty sure there were tears in my eyes. After this debacle, I drunkenly walked home because I could not drive. The walk home was terrible. I was in so much pain just walking, and it was in the dead of winter. It took me 1.5 hours to get home, freezing my butt off. Overall, this was a horrible day filled with horrible choices. I have never binged like that since. My worst binge happened at my lowest weight. I had been on keto for 2 years and lost 70 pounds, down from 245 to 175 pounds. I woke up one morning and decided I deserved a little reward. I went to McDonald's with the intention of ordering one McGriddle. I decided to make a meal out of it instead. I convinced myself that it might not be enough, so I decided to order 2 meals, meaning 2 McGriddles, 2 hash browns, and 2 vanilla iced coffees. I came back home and thought I'll probably be able to save some for later. I ate it all. It was at this point when I realized I majorly screwed up. What more could I lose? I went to my local gas station and got a few donuts and a large bag of Ruffles cheese chips for a snack, lol. And then I decided to get some lunch, which consisted of a Frankenstein meal. I grabbed a KFC Famous Bowl, a large fry from McDonald's, and 2 double cheeseburgers, a 10-piece chicken nugget, and a vanilla shake from Burger King. I proceeded to eat most of the meal and decided I needed a palate cleanse and polished off the big bag of Ruffles. I ate the donuts a few hours later. My boyfriend came home from work with an extra large pizza, which I also indulged in. A few beers and candies later, I was in a full-blown food coma. And needless to say, the next day was hell. I was sick at both ends, and I can't even say how much of that food actually digested. So, this was my quarantine binge that I had because I was working 2 separate essential jobs at the same time, 80+ hour work week. On March 15th, 2020. After work, just before midnight, I go to 7-Eleven. I buy a large cup of candy, a chicken salad sandwich, a container of Ben & Jerry's ice cream, and a bottle of root beer. Then I drive to McDonald's. It's been 10 minutes since I was at 7-Eleven, and my sandwich and half the candy is gone. I buy a McChicken and a McDouble sandwich, and then I drive to Burger King. Another 10-minute drive, both burgers are gone. I buy a double Whopper combo with extra large onion rings and a Coke. Finally, I go home and eat what is left before falling asleep at just after 2 a.m. I'll be up at 6 a.m. to go back to work. I don't even want to do the math on those calories. All I know is that it was bad. But wait, it gets worse. I checked my banking statement shortly after the above binge, and because I got paid, I looked back 16 days of my spending history and see 16 days of the same amounts in same locations. 16 days straight of the food hurricane you just read, and that's just as far back as I was willing to look before I couldn't handle it. My worst binge was a few years ago when I was on my first weight loss journey. I had already lost 30 pounds and was feeling great. I was running around and fell, twisting my ankle very bad. I couldn't walk on it for over a month. Anyway, after that, I was very down on myself and I could barely walk. I went on a downhill spiral. By the next week, I ate Chinese food, ate a pint of cookies and cream ice cream, cookies, a family bag of spicy nacho Doritos, and one of those gallon Hawaiian Punch juice. And that went on every day for months until I gained the 30 pounds back. But now I'm back again to my weight loss and I've dropped 3.2 pounds in 3 weeks. And not much at all, but I'm just gonna keep going. And that brings us to the featured narwhals of the day from our Reddit community. To join our Reddit community, just open the description below. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more weight loss stories, and to join our friendly community, the Narwhals. 9 months difference, currently at 156.4 pounds, 5'3". My 4 months progress, female 32, 5'2". 5'6" female, left 215 pounds to right 170 pounds, minus 45 pounds. Today marks exactly 1 consistent year of weight loss. I've learned so much and I'm ready to lose the last 20 pounds. It didn't take a full body pic when starting, but the facial difference gives me confidence. Thanks for sharing, featured narwhals. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more weight loss stories and to join our friendly community, the narwhals. Thanks for watching, narwhals, and I'll see you in the next one.